Recording. All right. Hi, thanks again for agreeing to do this interview before we start. Oh shit, never mind. I don't have to do that. Today is November 29th, 2025, and I am interviewing Sebastian Lim, a college student at San Diego State University for an oral history project. My name is Anthony Zadrozny, and I will be conducting the interview. How are you doing, Sebastian?
I'm all right. Day's going pretty good. Not too bad.
All right, so let's start with some background questions to get to know you better. Can you tell me a little about yourself, your name, where you're from, and what you're studying?
Yeah, my name's Sebastian Lim. I'm from California. I grew up in Northern California and Southern California, and I'm studying applied mathematics.
All right. What was your childhood like growing up in your hometown?
Um, Growing up in my hometown in up in Northern California, it was really small and like a pretty diverse like little city called Tracy. So it was pretty calm over there, not much like happening, but really boring, honestly. But then when
Mm,
I moved down to Southern California, that's when like I moved into a more predominantly white, beachy neighborhood and all that stuff. And growing up, my parents were always strict and we had to do good in school, good in sports and always have goals. But yeah.
Did moving more down south affect your childhood?
For sure, yeah. I spent 9 years in Northern California and then on the next nine in Southern California. And just going from like a really urban place to a really like city place was different, especially during like COVID times, like
Mm-hmm.
that was really tough because, everybody was locked in and all the stereotypical stuff was happening. But yeah, like other than that, it was about the same with my parents and, their goals and for us and all that.
Mm-hmm. All right. How would you describe your family and the values they emphasized when you were growing up?
Well, I'm half Chinese, half Japanese. So, my family is like really big on academics. Like that was our main priority. When we were younger, we had to get straight A's, and then when curriculum got a little harder, we got a little more leeway, but that was like our top priority. And then also along with that, they had me and my sister be 24/7 playing sports year round. And if you like didn't want to do that, then in high school, I got a job instead of that. So we always had to
Mm.
be on our grades and doing something else.
Uh-huh. What sport did you play?
I played basketball, football, golf, lacrosse,
Oh, so
track. Yeah.
multi-sport athlete. All right.
Yeah. I also do
All
powerlifting
right.
for San Diego State.
All right. All right. What stories have your parents or grandparents shared about their background or experiences?
Both my parents were born in the US, but some of my grandparents, like my grandpa, he was born in Hiroshima, grew up there, and he was there for the Hiroshima bombing. And that's like one of the stories I'll never forget he told me because him and his family, like he was like 6 years old or something, and the bomb went off and like there was a big white light in the sky, he said, and they like him and his family rushed over into like a cave and like just hid.
Into a
But
cave?
yeah,
Jesus.
pretty pretty intense, like crazy stuff. Like
All right. Wow. That is a crazy story.
mhm.
Um, I'd like to learn more about your school experiences now. So, what was your school like for you before college?
Before college, I went to private Catholic school my whole life. So um that kind of environment, it was like really especially when I moved to Southern California, it was also really white and all that with my whole school. And those values with my parents just never changed like throughout grades, sports and all that stuff. We just had to be yeah, on our stuff and if we weren't then they would have to discipline, like you got to fix that because
All right. And I know you said this earlier, but how did your cultural background influence your experience in school, if at all?
Um, yeah, definitely like being before college, I was usually like one out of two or three Asian people in like my class, or like one out of 10 Asian people in the whole school, you know? So, um, I didn't necessarily feel like eyes were on me 24/7, but sometimes, you do get a little suspicious and all that.
Uh-huh. So did you feel any pressure to fit in or balance different parts of your identity because of that?
Maybe a little bit that like I didn't really realize at the time. But yeah, for sure, because like I was doing good at grades and I was doing sports, but everybody else was also just like on their own path. And I don't know, it's just like, comparing and stacking
Mm-hmm.
is just, yeah.
Did you have any mentors or teachers because of that? Or mentor teachers? Yeah.
Yeah, my mathematics teacher, Miss Marquez, she was awesome. She like really got me into math, and like that's kind of when I figured out, oh, I'm good at this, better than everything else. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she was Filipino too.
Okay. That's great. Now that you're in college, how has your experience been so far? What has your experience been like as an Asian or Asian American student in college at San Diego State?
At San Diego State, I feel like there's a lot more diversity in high school, and the grades below, just because of the size of it, so I don't feel as watched or pressured or any of that. But yeah, I feel like it's just the same. Just I gotta get my goals straight with grades and all that, and my parents are gonna be on me, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Have you found any sense of community here on campus?
Yeah, I'm in the powerlifting club. I'm in a fraternity on campus,
What club are you
and
in?
Aztec Barbell Club.
Oh, the bar.
The
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the powerlifting club. I'm in a
Okay.
fraternity. Yeah, and so yeah, I found like tons of groups of friends um all around campus.
Awesome. How do you express or celebrate your culture while in college?
While in college, I think one of the big things is that I love making like Asian food. Like love making fried rice, love making ramen. Like I make ramen from scratch almost every day, and
Have you made
just
any this past week?
not actually yes, I have. I made it twice this week. Probably gonna make it when I go back. So
All right.
yeah, that's for sure one of the ways I keep in touch.
What are some ways colleges helped you learn more about yourself or your heritage?
Um, Definitely I was able to take like Asian classes. Like I was able to take classes specifically toward Asian history, which was
Mm-hmm.
cool for like a GE, I got to learn like a lot more about not just my culture, but like all Asian cultures and all that stuff.
Yeah. All right. And then so have how do you think society views Asian American students today? Has that changed over time, or do you think it's been the same?
Today, I feel like society just sees Asian students as like smart, nerdy, like, straight A's, like
Hmm.
doctors, and like that's the big stereotype. And I feel
Yeah.
like it's been that way for a long time.
Do you like that stereotype or no? Do you think that's too much?
I mean, to an extent, it's fine, but if sometimes it can be like overdone, in certain ways. Uh, but yeah, because I'm not just like a book for a brain, and like I do a lot of other things too. So,
Yeah, of course. And then, so do you think your generation or slash our generation experiences different from your parents or grandparents?
it's a good question. I would probably say yes. But mainly because of COVID.
Mm, yeah.
With that big pandemic, that for sure changed like stereotype uh
Hmm.
on Asian people, you know.
Yeah, of course. The Chinese virus. Not fun. All right, so personal reflections and looking forward. So to wrap it up, I want to ask you a few more closing questions. What are you most proud of about your journey so far?
Um, Probably of where I am now because like working, my parents had me work so hard when I was little and like I used to hate it so much and like it was just work and work and work. But now that like I'm at San Diego State, I have a good major, I have good grades, like I'm so grateful that they like put me through all that harsh stuff when I was growing up because now I'm at the place where I am now. So,
Okay. What are your goals or dreams after college?
my goals, dreams is to make a lot of money, start a family, and my goal is to raise my kids the way my parents raised me because they they've had me work hard, but they also blessed me up. Like
Hmm.
if as long as I did my stuff, they were there for me.
Yeah.
And that's how I want to be with my kids. And also another goal of mine is to repay my parents for everything.
Okay. Awesome. What's your dream job from that?
My dream job is a data analyst or a data scientist. Yeah, just working on numbers and statistics and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully for a big company,
All
making a lot of
right.
money.
Going off of that, what advice would you give your to younger Asian American students starting college?
Starting college, the advice I would give is don't get distracted. Like it's so easy to get distracted, but it's also so easy to lock in and focus on your stuff, you know. It's a
Yeah.
choice that you have to make, but it's there's a correct one and there's a wrong one. And
Uh-huh.
so
Obviously,
that's the advice.
go have your fun, still lock in, get your stuff done.
Right, exactly. There's
All
a
that.
balance to it, you know.
Yep.
You have
That's
to
how
figure it
life
out.
works. Get a routine going. All
Exactly.
right. And then how would you like to have people remember your story or your experiences?
Um, I hope people remember about my story just that like hard work at the time, yeah, it sucks, especially when you're young, you know, but like and you're kind of blind by it, like
Hmm.
blinded by all the negatives and all this stuff, but I hope that my story shows that even if you like feel like this is dumb and whatever, it's leading towards something.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time to share your story with me. I really appreciate your openingness and honesty. Your experience helped give a deeper understanding of what it means to grow up and go to college as an Asian American student today. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end the recording?
No, I
No
think I'm all
quotes,
good.
nothing. All right. Thank you. Pause recording.